All right. So we started our fantasy, right? So I want to first tell you that you did a really good job of describing your characters and setting, and you used a lot of details. So good job. So I'm going to have you read the story to me, and we're going to talk about one way that we could have made this story even stronger. Cool? Okay. So begin reading here.
Today we're going to meet a boy that is special. This is a world of superheroes and supervillains. He lives in New York and it is 2023. The year this timeline takes place. The boy's name is King and he got a special watch that can transform him to countless aliens. The watch has a name. It is called the Omnitrix. On this day, King went on a trip with his sister and dad. When they were riding, they got attacked out of nowhere. They were looking for the watch. King transformed to heat flame and destroyed them. When King... Oh.
Yeah, let's pause there, right? It's a really strong start, right? So we're introduced to a character. We know what year the story takes place. We know a little bit about that character. We know where the story takes place, right? So what two elements are those?
Setting and... I don't know what is setting and the other one is.
The who is the...
Oh, the character design?
The character, yeah,
Okay.
You got it. Right, so character and setting is really strong in the first half. What starts popping up when we came to like the second half of that first page?
The plot?
The plot, right? Which is character what?
Character action.
Yeah, actions, events, right? Good. Okay. So I want you to look at this, right, and see how it's written, right? When you look at this piece of work, what's the difference?
Oh, that I didn't cut up in paragraphs and he did.
Right, paragraphs, right? So I want you to pay attention to a good way of figuring out how to decide as an author what to put in each paragraph, right? So pay attention to what Raphael does, and then let's see if you can figure it out, okay? Once upon a time, there was a demon. His name is Unknown. Unknown was a tall boy. He has red hair and a demon tail. He was a millionaire. One day, he decided to go to school. First paragraph, right? Second paragraph. I don't want to go to school, Unknown said. Well, you have to get out of here and go to school, Lucifer said back. Fire spread around Unknown. See you on the flip side. Okay, Dad, Unknown said. Okay, son, Lucifer said, as Unknown teleported out of his home and went to the surface. Okay? If you had to name what elements show up in the first paragraph, what would you say?
Character designing. Character details.
Okay, so character details are a part of character, right? So we can agree that the first paragraph is really mostly focused on character, right? What starts coming about here? What are some things you see in this paragraph?
Character dialogues.
Okay, so we got dialogue, great. What else do you notice?
And where the setting is.
Okay, we got setting. What else pops up?
And character action.
Character actions, which is part of which element?
The actions, right?
Actions and experiences are part of what element?
Actions comes to the plot.
Yes, the plot, right? Main events in a story, actions, right? So this author decided to keep character separate and then starts talking more about setting when he starts talking about plot, right? And that's okay. Yours can look a little different, right? So let's read over yours and see how maybe we can change yours to have paragraphs, but to have focuses for each paragraph, right? So when making paragraphs as authors, we need to decide what is going to be our focus in each paragraph, right? So we'll use elements to guide our focuses, okay?
Okay.
So what are we using to guide our focuses?
Elements.
Good. All right. So, read it to me.
Today we're going to meet a boy that is special. This is a world of superheroes and supervillains. He lives in New York and it is 2023. The year this timeline takes place. The boy's name is King N. He got a special watch that can transform him into countless aliens. The watch has a name. It's called the Omnitrix.
Okay.
We should stop here.
Oh,
Then
okay.
I think that this could be a good paragraph to stop and then continue for like we can.
So can
make
you
the
read
plot.
where you would start the next paragraph?
Right here.
Go ahead, read it.
On this day, King went on a trip with his sister and dad. While they were riding, they got attacked out of nowhere. They were looking for the watch. King transformed to heat flame and destroyed them.
Okay. Gotcha. So you want to, we'll make a little mark, right? Start a new paragraph here, right, on this day. So in this first paragraph, what is going to be your focus?
About like how, when does it take place and character details. Or
Okay.
character.
Good. So we got character, and reminds me, when something takes place, when and where, it's called what?
Setting.
Setting. So our elements that pop up in this first paragraph are character and setting. Here, we begin our what?
Plot.
Our plot. Right? And sometimes you're going to have more elements mixed together, but, right, this was a good way to start your story, introducing a character and setting, right? Good introduction, right? Because it's creative. Then we start talking about the plot and learn more about what's going on, right? So now I want you to think about, right, pushing it a step further, where we see a change in the plot, right? Because the plot's going to continue, okay? So when you go back to your desk, I want you to think about what your next stopping point is going to be, right, for the rest of your story, to start a new paragraph, okay?
I already know what my next stopping part is.
Okay, so I want you to go do it by yourself and then bring it back to me, okay? Good job.